Okay, let's see how many people show up. Does it need to be? Hey, welcome in. Oh, this is loud. Hold on. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I came back as promised. We're going to be doing a little bit of energy work tonight. As long as you're willing to hang out. I'm just giving it a few minutes. Waiting for people to come in. I'm going to find some music. Welcome. Welcome, Sandra. What is it? 52 XOXO. What happened to the little thing that says say hi? Okay, so I just jumped on here because I promised to come back and share some energy exercises. What is it? Monday? Monday was never a really hot evening day. I mean, I guess it was popping at 6 o'clock. I'm looking for some music. Where are my playlists? Greetings, Grateful One. I can't see that other name. Makeup art. Is it Tulsa? Okay. I don't know why the volume is low. Okay, so let's see. I'm just waiting to see if we get a few people in here. I'm about to share this out. And okay. All right, so again, welcome. I can't tell who's in here. It looks like there's not but a few people in here. Strawberry, hi, hi, hi. Rosemary, and I got all the cute names in here. How are you? So I came in to show a couple of energy techniques. So I just started sharing things out. I'm giving it a few minutes. If you guys have seen either my viral video or you've seen some of my energy work and frequency videos, hopefully that's what brought you here. I am actually playing some of the music that I wrote. And so I have some music. You can actually find it on my page. Like when you go to my page, if you swipe to the right, because it's to the left, it'll come up and you'll see all the songs that I have. And of course, here on TikTok, it is only clips, but on YouTube, full songs. And all of the songs are energy based. They all are created with sound frequencies in order to cause the body to either to relax, to release, or to attract, right? Energy exercises. Share your experience. Yes. How did you learn these techniques? So I started learning, like, it's been maybe 2 decades ago. Now I know it as something else, but I had a coach. I was doing manifestation work, and I was working through Mind Valley. So I don't know if you're familiar with Mind Valley. I've been a member of Mind Valley for years. I took some classes like 2 decades ago, like almost 20 years ago, literally. And there was a lady who was doing energy work there. So I took a lot of classes with her. Her name was Christy Marie. And it just sort of grew from there. So I went from working with her and learning her techniques. Who was it after that? Actually, before her, I was studying the Silva technique, if you're familiar with the Silva method. So I started with the Silva method, and then I went to Christy Marie, and then I kind of lived in that zone for decades. And then I got into Reiki. And then from Reiki, most recently, I started to understand what access consciousness was in the last, 5 years or so. And actually, what I didn't know is that what I learned from Christy Marie was also an access consciousness technique. And so I have been, you just saw my content. Hi, what is that? RL Hair Studios. So, you are in people's hair. You really need to lock your energy and know how to let it go. Because if you do not let go of people's energy, you'll be holding on to it. So also just being a coach, right? So I started studying just energy healing, everything natural. I am a holistic practitioner anyway. So it kind of came full circle. What you should know is that when you start working with energy, it's universal. So some people will say, I do Reiki, or, I studied with this person. A lot of people will come on my page and drop names like I'm supposed to know who these people are, because that's where they've seen a similar technique from. But energy is universal. So it doesn't really belong to any one person, because some people come in and say we did this in Tai Chi or some other type of martial arts, which I have never taken, right? So when you start working with energy, you learn how energy moves through the body. It is just how energy moves through the body. And some people combine, martial arts in this, and some people, I combine standardized energy movement with access consciousness and some Reiki. Thank you for the follow. So my technique is slightly different when you work with me one-on-one or when I'm teaching you how to do your own self-healing. But you will probably see the techniques used everywhere. I don't know all the people who have ever created them or who the founders are. I don't know why people seem to care a lot about it. So what happens after, wait a minute. Okay, what happens after I lock my energy? Go outside. Next, hug a friend. How long does the lock last? So that's a really good question. So I'm going to pen this question. I'm going to answer this now. So it depends. I literally just made a video. I have a video on my page where my daughter's energy is strong. Her sister touches her hand, her energy goes down. Okay. When her sister lets go, her energy is rock solid again. Why? Because her sister's energy is running backwards. So sometimes people can end up being energetic vampires unintentionally, right? If you are dealing with people whose energy is running backwards, or they are intentionally ciphering, right? What I showed you in the video and what I demonstrated does keep you safe unless you allow somebody in to your personal biosphere that's touching you, or they're in that space so close to you, and their energy is running backwards. So when that happens, that's not enough. Okay. But you have to know how to, my granddaughter is so dramatic. You have to know how to sense that. And the way that you develop that sense is through the practice, right? So you lock your energy and you hug your friend and you feel drained. Okay, her energy is running backwards. So what you do is you figure 8 her and you relock. Okay, this is like a spiritual cleansing. It's a spiritual bath. It is not permanent. It's like brushing your teeth and washing your ass, right? You have to continue to do it because you go into an environment, you pick up stuff in your energetic field, even when you don't feel it, you're picking up things, right? So you always want to release what you've picked up and then bring your energy forward running, crossward running, and then lock it. Over time, you will not have to do it as often, and it will last longer, right? Because your body is going to set this as its energetic minimum, right? You may be here now, you do the shielding exercise, and you come here, and then you meet people and it drops, and you relock and it drop, and you do this until your body realizes this feels better. This is my energetic minimum. And so then people can come into contact with you and you don't go anywhere. And then you employ more techniques so that you can stay stronger. You start healing any internal pains and aches and pains and things like that. People who have chronic backache, feet aches, lower back, people who suffer from migraines, a lot of those are things that can be healed through energy medicine. When you start healing those things and you align your chakras and you expand your aura, I saw that happen. And you expand your aura, right? She's gonna go get her. Your energy starts running regularly, faster, right? Your body is stronger. Your energy field is stronger. And then you run into people, you go into places like a Walmart and you're not depleted. I used to be one of those people who could not go into like a super center of any kind because I was 100% drained. When I started doing the work regularly, I was able to go in. And it's part of my life where like, if I can avoid going to a store on a weekend, like I just don't do weekend shopping. I don't like to be out peopling with all the people if I can avoid it. But now I actually, when I do go, I'm not really bothered, right? So like my girlfriend will go, "Where are you? Are you in a store? Are you in a store?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm at the Walmart." And she's like, "Girl, it's a Saturday." I know, right? Like how things have changed, because she remembers I used to have to sit in the car and tell my kids what to get when they were in the store. So over time, your energy builds up, you become stronger, right? And it's not as often. And then she was trying to do a handstand.
On the sofa, it fell.
So you become stronger over time. When you come in contact with people, you will have to re-shield. When you go to work, or you go to family's home, your family's house, and there is a lot of chaotic energy, you will have to reshield. So it'll take some time. It says inappropriate, but how do you lock your energy when you are being intimate? Which is an excellent question, and I don't think that is one that I have had. I want to pen this. And so the question is, how do you lock your energy when you're being intimate? I'm trying not to compete with the baby, but she likes to talk when I talk. So you want to do your energy shielding, number one, right? The person that you're being intimate with, figure eight them. That's definitely number two. They don't have to know. It is helpful if you can get them to do the exercise when you do the exercise, okay? And that you figure eight each other. If they are not a willing participant, figure eight them when they're not looking. Lock your energy. And on this level, there are other things that I would do, right? So I would have crystals under the bed. I would be giving what I call womb commands, right? So I'd be working with my chakras, my aura, and I would be doing energetic commands in that space, because anytime that you come together, especially as a woman, right, you want the intimate experience. You want to have like amazing, crazy lovemaking, but you also don't want to be siphoned. You don't want to be hijacked, and you don't want to be depleted. And if it is not someone that is a conscious lover, then you run the risk of those things. But you can protect yourself with womb commands, holographic commands, and energy work. So it is possible. When do you unlock? Okay, let me pen this one. When do you unlock? When you go to sleep, when you come home. Okay, I don't ever unlock. I don't ever unlock, right? Because it's not a lock, like a lock and key where nothing can get in and nothing can get out. Okay. She said, you're not looking, show me. When your energy is shielded, because your energy is strong. Okay. So I use language that makes sense and that people can resonate with, but for clarity, when your energy is shielded and locked, it is because it is strong and it is running forward and crossed over. That's what locks you. So it doesn't mean good stuff can't get in. It means that your biosphere, your personal biosphere, is whole, it is complete, and it is doing what it is supposed to be doing. There's no blockages, right? So all the energy running through all the meridians in the body are free flowing and connecting the way they're supposed to connect. And you feel amazing. I don't know if any of you have ever been on raw food, but when your energy is running right, it is like being on raw food for 48 hours, 72 hours. It's a burst of energy, right? It creates this level of vitality because every organ and every system in the body is getting what it needs. So you don't ever unlock. You don't need to, right? Because our society, the atmosphere, peopling, our own stress will eventually wear down the energy. Okay. What was the next question? Did I miss it? When you're not looking, or when they're not looking. Yeah. Listen, my kids come in the house and they'll be like in a mood. They'll be like, yep, the whole while, right? All the little babies, I've got 5 grandkids, figure eight them. If you call me on the phone and you got a whole lot of extra energy I'm not trying to pick up, oh, I'm going to just lock you up right there, right? If you are engaged with someone and like they're, engaged in dialogue, right? And they're projecting a lot of negative energy, I just swipe them. Absolutely not. My field is closed. I swipe them or I send that shit back to them, right? Your hands are magnetic, okay? We're mostly water, and we have this electricity that is running through our bodies. And so that is coming out, it comes out the palms, it comes out of our feet, right? And so that's why when we move and we're doing this move, we're moving the energy and even the water in our bodies with the sway of our hands. That's why Reiki also works, right? It's not just like, oh, I've got intention. It is an energy. If I look at you and I am projecting and thinking love and healing and expansion towards you, about you, while I'm looking at you, that is an energetic exchange. And so you're going to get and feel that energy, and your body is going to respond because of the law of resonance. It has to, right? It's also about, that's the same of manifesting, right? So if you're around people and you're all locked and loaded and you're ready to go, but then you walk into a room where everybody hates you, everybody's talking shit about you, nobody likes you, you feel that energy. Now, if you've raised your energetic minimum, you won't physically feel the impact, right? But have you ever been around somebody and they don't like you and they've been giving you a hard time? You're emotionally and physically exhausted. Thank you, because they've penetrated, right? So, I hope that answered your question. Yes, I get a bad feeling in my stomach. Right. You can walk into a room and know the energy's not right. You kind of know if you walk in on people talking about you. You can feel it. Your body responds. So there's no difference than saying, do this exercise and get the results that you want, get the healing that you want, expand your aura, right? Your aura. And so what you're learning and what I've been teaching, excuse me, in these videos, it is strengthening your internal energy field, right? And so probably the energy field that is about 3 feet outside of your physical body, right? But then your aura is even bigger, right? And sometimes if you've been through trauma, if you have a chemical imbalance, if there is depression, that external aura collapses in. So a lot of times when people say to me, like, I feel like I'm carrying the weight of the world, I feel like I'm isolated, I feel like it's hard to make friends, etc. They typically have a collapsed aura. But you can use your energy, and it is an exercise that you have to do over time to expand that and then make it strong, right? And when you do that, it changes how you show up in your own life. It changes how you show up in the world, right? It changes how people see you, because people feel you even before they see you. People treat you based on how you make them feel, right? They remember you. They may not remember your name. They may not remember like where they met you or what the circumstances are, but people always will remember how you made them feel. So if you come into a room, right, and your aura is strong, your energy is strong, and you're solid, right? I like the term unfuckwithable. If you are carrying an energy of being unfuckwithable at the same time, hey, how are you, beautiful? You are solid, and you are loving, right, then people remember you. I have so many people who I've met and they're like, I know you. I saw you come to this event when you had all like 6 of your kids with you and they were just babies. And I was like, oh, you remembered me because I was the lady with all the kids. She was like, no, it was your energy. People from high school will say the same thing, but it has to do with your energy, and you project better. You come off more authentic when your energy is grounded and sealed and secure. I just saw your energy video. Did you do the exercise? How did it make you feel? I'm sorry if you already answered this. I'm just coming on. Is your workshop in person? It's not. It's on Zoom. It is on Zoom. So she's asking about the workshop that we're doing this weekend. That's why I only have 20 spaces, because in addition to all of the different things I'm going to teach you over the 2 days, each person is going to get some one-on-one time with me, and we're going to walk through, make your energy strong. We're going to do some testing. I'm going to show you how to test yourself, things like that. So I can only work with so many people at once. Thank you so much. We will be there for, forever. Can you lock or protect energy in spaces like a room? Absolutely. Right. So when you are needing to do that, I recommend what I call holographic commands versus, having to do energy. Now, I may use my hands to move energy in a room, but I typically am using my hands to work with my own energy or someone else's energy. When I do sessions one-on-one, if they're not in person, they're on Zoom, right? So even when I'm working with a client, because I can see you, I can manipulate that energy with my hands. If you wanted to clear your room, protect your room, lock your room, then you want to use things like goddess codes and holographic commands. They're all energy. It's all energy, but it is a different way because with a holographic command, you are using the frequency and the vibration of your voice. Okay. And that moves everything. So, and because it's a command versus, an ask, or, I've got to do a sweeping, and it is from a place of authority. So when you speak from authority in a particular tone with a definite knowingness, you are commanding energy. And you can command it because you too are energy, and it will resonate with you. I have a whole series on goddess codes. So I have a playlist on my page. One is an energy healing, and then the other one is, I think I have 3. So I have a womb command, or womb manifesting, holographic commands, and energy healing. Those 3, there's playlists on there that kind of walk you through a lot of those types of things. What does it mean for someone to have their energy reversed? You said you should aid others due to this. Okay, so what I'm saying is that energy in your body needs to run forward, from the back of you to the front of you, right? It's running forward, and then it should be crossing like this, okay? Some people's energy is a pool, like children, certain exercises, even a jumping jack. Okay. I was taught this years and years ago. I had a spiritual mentor that just literally found me on Facebook and was like, listen, we knew each other from a past life. I was part of your army, and I have committed myself through all lifetimes to protect you. And they had studied with some type of martial art master for decades and found me and started teaching me, right? Not martial arts, but the energy. Remember I said energy is in everything and in all of these practices. So I wasn't doing martial arts, but I was learning like 5th dimension mantras and how to use my energy to control the weather and things like that with him. Now that I've said all that, I have completely lost. What was I talking about? Why I said that.
Your stories.
I know. My daughter said, you and your stories. I got sidetracked because what was the question? Oh, so one of those techniques, right, that he taught me was that I had my son, who is now 13, was like 2, right? And like my granddaughter right now is 3. So he was just, kind of moving around, doing a lot of stuff. And I really wanted him to go to sleep. And he was like, just do jumping jacks with him. I was like, what are you talking about? But the jumping jacks makes the body energy run backwards. So if you do the jumping jacks in front of the kids, you pull their energy from them. They get tired. They lay down and take a nap. Then years later, I started studying other types of energies, and then I saw how they came into play, right? Which is also, jumping jacks are not good, because that's also why a lot of the teachers are exhausted. The kids are fucking draining because of that, right? But it is just about how your energy flows. It literally, when I say flow, it's supposed to be flowing ahead of you, right? And not behind you. Because if it's flowing behind you, then you end up with this pulling frequency. And then you start pulling from the people around you, and you're draining other people. Like, even if your energy is really, really high and somebody starts reading really slow. Have you ever had somebody have to read out loud and it was almost painful to listen to? Their energy was running backwards and it was pulling you with them. Thank you for all the follows. Thank you so much for tapping the screen. Energy vampires learn to expand your aura. Right, but you can't just expand it. You've got to you want to expand it, but you want to make sure that it's strong and it is fortified. Poor children. I would feel bad. They don't know they're doing it. And if you teach them, children can do an energy shielding, exercise with no problem. Like, you just turn it into a game. You put some music on. I'm working on a children's song right now to teach them how to do it. Kind of like the head, shoulders, knees, and toes. But this one will walk them through locking their energy. Because my grandkids need it. Like, you guys can't spend all day with me and then drain me dry. I just won't have it. And so even they figure eight each other. I'm pretty sure I've got some videos on my page where the kids are figure eighting each other. The other thing I would do is take them outside and like draw figure eights on the sidewalk or on the pavement, and then have them walk the figure eight line. Now that's actually great for the body. It's great for healing for all of us. But when the children would walk in the figure eight, it would relax them. And so when we went back in the house, I'd have a lot less problems with them. Hey, Amber, I'm doing great. How are you doing? Okay, so did I answer everybody's question before I go on a tangent? Because you see, I can get, I'll get sidetracked really quickly once I get into a story time. So one of the things that I did not share in the earlier live that I want to share with you guys is there any type of meaning or energetic consequence of someone being born on the 8th of the month? I mean, hey Jeff, how you doing? So yes, of course, right? All the numbers have a frequency and an energetic meaning. Like that is pretty much a given. So I'm not a numerologist in that respect. I resonate greatly with the number 8 and the infinity sign, so I use them a lot. But yes, all of the numbers, it doesn't matter what day you were born on, or what month you were born in, there's going to be some energetic significance. But I have an astrologist that keeps me up to date with all of my own personal stuff. Thank you so much. I'm learning to enjoy the idea of glowing. Because when I was younger and people would go, "Oh, you're glowing," I'd be like, "Oh Lord, please don't be pregnant. Not after all the kids." Why is it whenever I start working out, I always get hurt? When you start working out, you always get hurt. Thank you for teaching this. I love this information. You're so welcome. I tried your interview method. It works. I know it works. I'm glad that you were able to experience it. You're very welcome. I enjoy sharing the information because I think that it is the only way for all of us to be empowered. Like, this is not information that is shared. And I homeschooled. Huh? Yeah. My daughter just brought me back. The person who always gets hurt. Number one, you're doing the wrong type of workout. Number two, your body is intentionally rejecting what you're doing. It wants you to stop. Right? So later on tonight, you guys make sure that you give me a follow, because I am going to post a video. I recorded it but didn't have time to post it before I got on. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. Because what I did was I had two daughters, right? There's two parts. And so we were just bringing random things into their personal biosphere to see if it made them weak or it made them strong, right? So everything is going to either increase your strength or it's going to decrease your strength. It doesn't matter. Everything is either going to increase you or decrease you. So if you're doing something and you're hurting, your body knows. Your body is always trying to communicate with you. And a lot of times we're so busy trying to meet the societal standards that we're not listening to what's going on with our own body. Right? There is significance in when you hurt your ankles, when your knees hurt versus your back hurts. What is it? There's meaning when you have a lot of shoulder pain or mid back pain. They're all signs of your body trying to communicate with you. Can it resolve all energy blocks? Wait, is that a continuation of something, or you said can what resolve all energy blocks? Thank you so much. I appreciate your answers. It makes sense. You're very welcome, darling. Whoops.
Raina,
it says, why does this resonate? Because it's true. I mean, and that is usually the telltale sign, right? When you are drawn to something, even when it is outside of your norm, it's connecting with the essence of who you are, right? Self-mastery, energy work. Yeah. I mean, that's the essence of who you are. It's part of your being. I used to be happier and funnier, not anymore. It says, how can I call high energy back? So it's hard for me to, okay. So how can you call I feel the drain. How can you call your energy back? So there's two things, right? There is the energy side of that, and there's a spiritual side to that. So before you got into the spiritual side of things, you need to get your energy running forward, crosswards, and locking it. And you need to do this like over and over again. There are some people who do this exercise and don't get as rock hard strong as you saw like my daughter do in the demo, right? And it's because when your body has been running backwards for so long, when you send it through the routine to run forward and crossways, it doesn't always take immediately, right? It's like, we're doing some weird shit, and it may get stronger, but it doesn't fully take and fully initiate because it's so foreign. And so then you need to do it again and do it again. There's another technique that I use with, it has to be a sterling silver spoon. And it's just, you use the back of the spoon and you scoop on the bottom of your feet. Because that metal reacting with the energy in your feet will help reset the body. And then you do the energy work and it makes your body strong. When your energy field is strong, you don't feel the drain. You don't feel the tug, right? At least not the way you do now. And then there's nowhere else to go but up. Because then you align your chakras, then you expand your aura, then you work on body aches and pains and tightness, and you become almost damn near invincible and you don't get sick. But also those things bring back your vitality and your joy. When your energy is running in the right direction and you're strong, you're not being depleted. If you're not being energetically depleted, then you tap into that vitality. It didn't really go anywhere, right? Now, if you're dealing with energy vampires, this is the spiritual side of that, right? And you feel like through intimacy or through some type of, spiritual magic, someone has taken something from you, you would use a holographic command to call that back. You can use a very powerful statement to call it back. But if you are not grounded, and one of the best ways to do this routine is barefoot in the grass, right? The connection to the earth. When you are connected to the earth, you're getting energy. The earth is allowing you to release energy, and there's this beautiful exchange. Part of what depletes us is our lack of connection with the earth. You've got to get connected with the earth. Because that's how you remember. That's where you go and you remember how amazing you are, how powerful you are. The fact that everything in existence is based off of your energetic design, right? And the internet, we're batteries. We're living, walking, talking batteries. We literally have enough energy and electricity running through us to power cities, right? Yes, and we are all connected. So get back into nature, touch trees. That energy exchange helps to balance you. Does the energy... It says, does the energy have an application to numerology and astrology, your house in this timeline? So because I don't, like I said, I have an astrologer that I go to, but because I don't really know astrology, I'm not able to connect those for you, right? So I don't know. And although I've worked with probably thousands of people now, I couldn't tell you, like, if you're an Aries or this is what's going on in your house, then this is the type of work you need, right? This is really based on what's going on with your chakras, your meridians, your aura, the pain in your body, the stored trauma that you have in your body. That's how we work through a lot of the energy issues that are going on and removing blockages, right? Because the other part of that is getting you to learn how to expand. It's too cold to go outside, like 30 degrees. Do you have an alternative method? Okay, so here's the thing. The truth is, even in the cold, like, you could be bundled up, take your shoes off, stand in the grass for a few minutes, stand in dirt. Okay. But if it's not going to work for you, get you a nice big pot and fill it with dirt that you can stand in or stick your hands in. Okay. That would be the alternative. How can we protect our energy from technological screens? Like, I feel like they definitely drain you. You get off of them. You go in nature. right? Like you have to do what you have to do at this point, but you need to get into nature. That is what's going to balance things for you. You can do all the energy work in the world. You can you please give me a bottle of water before you sit down? Thank you so much. You can do, nothing is a substitute for being in nature. Absolutely nothing. Thank you for the follow. Okay, so do I say something while I'm in nature? You don't have to say anything. Now, I mean, if you're trying to manifest something in the process, right? I would go look at, I have a playlist of goddess codes that help you in healing and manifesting. And I would do that and find something that is in alignment, right? But you just have to be there, be present, be aware. That's really it. You're very welcome. Transparency is the only thing that's going to get everybody, where they need to be in terms of healing. Thank you so much for the follow. So before you start doing the routine, right, of shielding yourself, if you've been out all day, you want to shake off other people's energies. If you shielded yourself and you went to work and shit hit the fan and you feel like you were attacked, you feel like somebody lied on you, I have a amazing friend that I have had since high school. She's so sweet. Okay. And her daughter passed away. Oh, oxygen in your water. That helps too. Thank you for the follow. Her daughter passed away in July. Her husband passed away last week. So I, have reached out, like, listen. And it wasn't, I knew it was coming. I don't think she really knew it was coming. Like she felt like it was treatable, but I do iridology. So I had did both of their eyes. Right. So I could see the blockage and it was pretty severe, and it had been there for a long time. And, then they waited even longer before he was able to get treatment. So I knew it was coming. I was kind of like, that was one of those things I was kind of holding my breath for and letting her and him work out how that was happening. So she knew, she had to turn off the machine on him. And, I was making myself available and willing to hold space, right? As a friend, as we do. And it took her several days before she called me. And when she called me, of course she was crying. And so my job at that point was just to hold space. So I got on the phone. I did my work to make sure I was strong. But literally, she was so filled with emotions and anger and just distress, right? By the time we got off the phone, and the whole phone call wasn't crying. We went from crying to laughing to, being pissed off to crying to laughing. But once I went through that process with her as a friend holding space, like I was exhausted. Okay. I was completely exhausted. So I had to remove that energy. And it wasn't, and I'm telling you this story because it's all not bad, right? We're always like, it's good, it's bad, oh, no negative energy. Well, sometimes that negative energy we're running from is ourselves. Like, just be real. It be you giving off the bad vibes. But what I'm saying is sometimes just as a good friend or a good sister or whatever, you end up having to hold space for someone who is grieving, for someone who is going through something, right? And they're not meaning to be an energetic vampire to you. They're not meaning to drain you, but it happens. And so you need to know what to do to snap back. This is not a situation where I'm locking myself and then, nobody can ever get in and nobody can ever touch me because you wouldn't be human. You know what I'm saying? So this is something that helps you. It doesn't mean that shit doesn't get fucked up. It doesn't mean that you don't have bad days. It doesn't mean that you sometimes will go a whole week and not shield and go, what the hell is wrong with me? And then go take a shower and shake shit off and shield and be like, fuck, why didn't I do this 4 days ago? Because life be lifing. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for the follow. So, this is not a untouchable, right, situation. This is real life. We're all experiencing this. You could be shielding and being in nature and eating the best of the best, and then you work for the government. Yeah. And then you work for the government and you lose, the government fucking shuts down. Right? Then you have all these emotions. You could have been through trauma and you're going through healing. And sometimes you get on the phone with your therapist and you have to work through some stuff, and it's some fucked up stuff, and you're exhausted afterwards. You're not shielding yourself from you, right? Then you got to shake it off, clean off the energy, let it go. Right? Get into some salt water, stand in the grass, wipe your tears, shield your shit up, and then you feel better. And now that you've released some of what you've been holding on to, you're flowing even stronger. Okay? So I don't want people to think like I'm a shield and then I can't be touched. Right? There's always going to be something that can touch you. We grow in an upward spiral. Right? So it's kind of just before you go up the next level, it kind of feels like you're going through some of the same old shit, and then you go up, right? And then you come back and you go up. So your energy and your experience with your energy medicine is going to change like that as you grow. When you heal, right, what's on the surface, it makes room sometimes for other stuff to come up. Stuff that you had never thought about. Sometimes we're dealing with the same shit. Like if you've got mother issues, right? You may literally be dealing, thank you, sweetheart. You may literally be dealing with mommy issues, but you started dealing with mommy issues down here, and now you've grown and you're like, why am I still dealing with mommy issues? Because you're dealing with them at every level, because your mother is still in your life or has imprinted on you to such a degree where she's still impacting your life, right? It's not the same issue as when you were down here, but it is about your mom. It's a different level, because we're like onions, right? We've got all of these layers that are going on. And as you peel back the layers, it's not the same shit, but it could be on the same topic. I don't know. So, but the more you do the energy work, the stronger you get, the easier you get to move through life, the easier you can move through discomfort, the easier it is for you to move through grief, right? I've lost a daughter. She was 6 months old exactly when she passed. And knowing some energy techniques and working with being in the grass, working with nature, being in nature, those things helped a lot, because it was hella traumatic for me, right? And this type of work, in all honesty, makes a difference. Like I've met women who have lost children, and when you say, well, how old would she be? My daughter now would be 23, 24. Okay, but maybe their daughter would have been 35, and that whole week that person has to take 30 years later, you're still taking a whole week off of work, you're still devastated and can't even really talk about her. You haven't processed the emotions. Everybody's got to move at their own pace, but 30 years of not moving forward means that the energy is stuck in your body. Can you go check on her, please?
She's laid down for Raina, you want to come in here?
My granddaughter is hella...
Get off the floor.
She is hella dramatic about everything. So, if you are in an experiment, nope, that is not at all what I'm thinking, which is why my mouth was having such an issue getting it out. So if you are in a situation, right, where you are experiencing a lot of negative energy, and maybe you already shielded yourself, or even if you didn't, you can feel the negative energy. Before you go shield yourself again, there are a couple of things that really quick, easy things that you can do, especially like if you're at work. God damn, it's hot in here.
Yeah, somebody act like they're freezing.
There's a couple of things that you can do before you reshield. Okay. So if you can shake off that energy, good evening to you. I feel like, the blackout logo I wanted to use, but I feel like I need to put a purple on top. I'm not really sure. I was playing with it today because I am definitely changing my profile picture. Okay, so there's a couple of things that you can do though, at work, in the car, wherever, to kind of release the energy that you've picked up before you start to shield yourself. Okay. Greetings to you. Who is that? Copper D. I love the sunflowers. So one thing is ice cold water. If you can get some ice, some cold scented ice cream cone. Thank you so much. If you can get your hands in cold water, right? Really cold water. And use the cold water up to the elbow. Put cold water on the back of your neck. Okay, that's going to help you release the actual physical shake. So typically what I do is take, one hand and just wipe down my whole arm and shake it off. I've had people touch me and I do that too. Like, right. Or just shake. Just shake. If you have to go to your car and literally just shake your hands, right? Shake until you can feel the relief. There is a point where you will be able to tell there's a shift in your body, even if you just try it now, right? And I don't have a lot on me, but right in there, I can feel that there's a difference. Okay, so I've shaken off whatever I picked up. The other thing that you can do is a humming noise, right? This, does clapping clear energy? Absolutely, it does. I clap a lot with the kids to help have them clap all over the house in corners and in hard to reach places and stuff like that to move. So what it does, it says it clears it, but what it does is it moves the energy, right? Because sometimes energy gets in a corner and there's nowhere for it to go. So you can clap it out. You can ring a bell that moves energy. And that's a good thing, a good practice for the person who asked about clearing energy in the house or in a room space. That's how you would clear it. But to protect it, you would still need to do like a verbal holographic command. So, what was I saying? So you can, the vagus nerve. I love shaking my hands. Feels so good. Shake your hands. I stand up literally and just do like a shamanic shake, right? I shake everything, everywhere, all together, all at once. And if I can do it to the length of a song, then that's excellent. Okay, I'll give you a clearing command in just a minute. What are you doing?
Nothing. I'm not doing anything. She's trying to make a game out of this. I told her to stop.
Okay, so the other thing is the vagus nerve, right? It is a If you hum and hold it as long as you can, that's going to create a frequency within your body that clears off the stagnant energy. It's going to help you relax because it's going to relax your vagus nerve. Ooh, my granddaughter is on 100. 100.
Yeah.
Okay, did I miss? I've been clapping too. Just felt like the natural thing to do. Yeah.
Come, little girl.
Cause
Just take it.
She's 3 years old.
Raina.
And she is grandma's baby. Like and grandma has not really been able, I haven't been going live in the last year. So like she is out of practice. Raina. So they're trying to help her. But in the meantime, a singing bowl, yes, that will clear energy. It doesn't do anything for your for shielding you, right? But it definitely will clear energy. I have singing bowls. I use them all the time. I also use tuning forks. And I use the tuning forks to clear energy as well. And I use them on my body, right? So I don't have one with me, but you hit it and then you put the bottom end, right, on different points of the body. And then that frequency vibrates through the body and it will clear out certain points. So I do use that to clear energy from myself. Greetings to you, Hope. How are you? We want to command. Thank you so much. We want to command for protecting a space. Is that what we were saying? That you wanted me to give you an example of? I am blessed and highly favored. Okay. You said to clear the space in the room. Okay. So holographic commands need to be done from a place of power, right? And a place of knowing. And what they are statements that begin with, you're going to knock grandma's stuff over. Please stop. Thank you. That begin with, I command. Now, I speak to my hologram. I'll give you a really brief, I'm writing a book on this, as a matter of fact. Okay. So explanation. No, you really can't play on my leg. Explanation, right? So everything that you are experiencing energetically, spiritually, physically is a reflection of your hologram, right? This is, you are living in your own hologram. That's why everything that is going on with you internally is reflected in your external environment. Stop. It is reflected in your external environment, right? So I speak to my hologram because I'm having the experience within the hologram, but I am also the programmer of the hologram. So this is more like metaphysical when you get into manifesting, using metaphysics, things like that, right? So I am having the experience, but I am also the commander. So you command the hologram, you program, in other words, everything that goes into your life experience here. So I usually start with hologram, but you can start with hologram, I now command. So you're not asking, you're not coming from a place of pleading. You need to have very, very solid knowingness in your body that you control this. You are the author and creator of this, and move from there. So I would say, I now command all stagnant, foreign, interfering energies in this room to dissolve and depart. Let it go. Let it go. Only my frequency, my intentions, my dominion remains. The space is cleared, sealed, aligned to the highest timeline now. And then I would use a clearing statement afterwards, which is the clearing statement that I use. And anything in the way of that, I now uncreate, delete this story across all time, space, dimensions, and realities. Good, bad, right, wrong, podpocs, all nine shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. Right? So I command what I want to happen, and then I clear anything that would stop what I want from happening to be gone. Does that make sense? Like The Sims? I don't know. I have no idea. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. In the fan club, thank you so much. Thank you for the follow. Yes. Okay, so you're following me. That's good. So that's how I do holographic commands. Right? I know I'm talking to the hologram that I am projecting, that I control, that I utilize to create my reality. And then anything that stops me from getting what I want, I use a clearing statement to completely remove and delete it. And it works very well when you're getting energy work too. Even if you're having pain, right? So pain that is, like if you're just, I have a sudden headache, I don't know what this is, but everything that it is, I now uncreate, delete, and destroy across all time, space, dimensions, and realities, right? And I move that energy out of my field, right? If the pain becomes intense, then I talk to my body, right? What is this pain associated to? What are you trying to tell me? And then I use energy work to work through that. Whew. That noise. And now I'm just clearing the energy on I'm sound sensitive. What would you say for complete protection of self? I don't know what that, okay, hold on. And how can you release energy that is stored in density in a specific area of the body? This is good. Lots of confirmations. Oh, very good. Very good. Okay. So if you have concentrated energy stored in the body, that is a locked emotion, right? It is a locked emotion, unhealed trauma. So you're going to have to either do, body calibration, get some energy work done on your body to see what emotion and what issues that is associated with. So you can start with asking expansive questions. Remember when I was saying before, we have our aura, right? Which is the most outer part of us that sometimes collapses in. And so one of the ways that you can find the pain, find the emotion, and be able to move energy through it is through expansion. So if you close your eyes for a moment, take a deep breath and exhale, kind of relax, and make your energy bigger than your body. And then push your energy out bigger than the room that you're in. And then push your energy out and make it bigger than the building that you're in. And then make your energy bigger than the state that you're in. And then bigger than the country that you're in. And now just blow it up, bigger, 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 get bigger and more expansive until you are bigger than the planet that you're on, right? Notice how you can stretch your energy all the way out because you're infinite. And when you're that big, right, a pain or an issue or a stressor is very, very small. So now it's easier to detect where it is, to pull it out, to associate what's going on, right? Even if you just say, oh, I've got a little back pain. Well, another important thing to know about energy is that most of our thoughts and most of what we feel, about 90% of what we think and what we feel, do not belong to us. They belong to other people. So people are projecting their energy and their thoughts onto us all the time, and we just accept it as is. Okay? So when you expand and you start finding stuff, right? So now you say, maybe I'm having a chest pain. The first thing you want to ask energetically is this mine? Or does this belong to somebody else? If this belongs to somebody else, you can return that energy, that pain, that confusion. You can return it to sender with consciousness so they can deal with it. You don't have to hold on to it, right? So does this belong to somebody else? If your body gets a little lighter, then it does, and you send it back. If it doesn't get lighter, then you know it belongs to you, right? And so I'm shaking. So if it belongs to you, it's like, well, what are you trying to teach me? What are you here to show me? What can I do to release this pain? And there's a lot of other techniques that I use, but these are really simple ones that you can start with on your own body and your children and your loved ones, like immediately, okay, today. And even if it's a pain like, my shoulder hurts. Everything that this pain is, everywhere that this pain has, is causing me discomfort, I uncreate, delete, and destroy across all time, space, dimensions, and realities. Let it go. Everything is energy. And I know it's hard when you first get started to comprehend everything is energy. And your body is responding to everything. Have you ever, this is for the women in here, have you ever been out somewhere and you meet a guy, right? And he leans in and you lean back, right? That's an energy exchange, right? His body is like, ooh, I like her. And your body is like, no, this is not good. There's no words. Thank you for the follow. There's no words that are being expressed here, right? The energies are talking. He leans in, you lean back. Now, unfortunately, a lot of guys don't get that hint, but you feel it, right? You will do it. Your body is going to respond to whatever it is. When you live in a house with people who are sick and people you love, okay, you can sometimes take on your body, not even consciously, will take on some of that pain, some of their rage, some of their whatever, because your body wants to heal the people that you love, right? So I've had clients who have pain in their bodies, who have issues with their health that are not their issues. The issue is with someone that they love. So their body is trying to take it on to heal them. I've even seen instances where people's pets will take on an ailment of some sort in an attempt to heal the owner. But you can't hold on to that. You have to let that go, and then you can help them remove or release whatever it is, that's going on with them. So everything, absolutely everything you're experiencing is energetic. Hi, is that Nanny? I can't see. Welcome. She said, yep, so true. Right. So everything is energy, and it takes practice, just like everything else. It takes practice. A lot of people are like, it seems great. And, they come for sessions. And here's the real truth of this too, because I'm only going to let you come to sessions with me for so long. Like, I'm going to get you to a place of comfortability, and then our session style switches, and I start teaching you to do the work on you, right? Because this is about empowerment. Yes, everybody needs to get out of pain. They need to get out of distress, but then you need to learn how to work yourself through this and the dynamics. So, people will come initially, I do the work on them. And when we can see that the body is responsive, then I start teaching them how to do the work on them. So those sessions are like, okay, this is a new technique. This is what I want you to do. This is how often you're going to do it. And then you're going to touch base with me if it's not working. And then when we get back together, then I help them do the work on them so they know how to clear energies. They know how to clear blockages, things like that. Why? Because like I said, we grow in a spiral. Right? So unless, it's like, I don't want you to spend the rest of your life taking Tylenol. And I don't want you to spend the rest of your life feeling like I have to go to this person, nonstop. Now, if there's trauma, yes, you come back, but you learn how to be free, right? It's probably not the best business model for me, but it is, it's my truth. It's what I believe in. Business model for me, but it is, it's my truth. It's what I believe in. Right? Perpetual healing. Like you get healed, you learn modalities, and you move on so that you have them as kind of in your arsenal, right? But it's not a forever thing. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you so much for the follow. One of those techniques is that clearing statement. Another simple energy technique, which you won't believe how much this changes things. A lot of our energetic blockages has to do with how we think. And now, again, a lot of that thought process didn't come from us. It came from our parents. It came from, the people we love, the teachers, the whole thing. Like, I really have a problem with the whole system where, we're born, we're here, and then what you're taught is you need to be meeting the expectations of your mother, of your father, of your grandparents, of your older siblings, your aunts, your uncles, and then you have to meet the expectations of your teachers, and if you're in sports, your coach, etc. And so you've spent your whole life trying to meet everybody else's expectations and all your teachers, and then in the 12th grade, really before the 12th grade, you should know what you want to do with your life, and you don't even know who you are. You don't even know what your own expectations are, right? Because you're always taking on other people's energies. Do you have advice against draining jobs, like customer service? So if I was doing customer service, are you just on the phone or are you in person? Because I do have to kind of why we have to pay you for my energy services or for classes. I don't understand. You're on the phone. Okay, so if you're on the phone, get you some crystals, right? Get you obsidian, and get you selenite. This clears energy all the time, right? You can just hold this. I rub it everywhere. Okay, so if you were asking, why do you have to pay me? It's an energy exchange, love. Everything is energy. Money is energy. Time is energy. My energy that I put into you to help you feel better, to teach you how to not have to keep coming back, that is an energy exchange. I don't know where you're from, but I have 8 children. I got 5 grandchildren. Like, we still have to live. They still have to eat. I still got to buy clothes, right? So, having knowledge is not you pay for the convenience. We could all take the same classes and all know all the same stuff, but you specialize in what you specialize and I specialize in what I specialize. That's like asking the plumber to come fix, my sink and then be like, well, I got to pay you. Because he spent his time and his energy and his knowledge to fix what the fuck I broke. Like, it's that simple. Yes. Ask if the pain is yours. Right. So you ask if it belongs to you. And if it doesn't, send it back. The way you know the truth is always light. Right? A lie is always heavy. If it is true, your body will get lighter. If it is a lie, your body will get heavier. There was a question in here. Okay, so you're asking me to create a holographic command for a draining job in management and manufacturing. That is what you want, like a command, right? Yay or nay? Even this right here is an energy exchange, right? That's why you tap the screen. That's why you share the live. That's why you send the roses and things like that. It's an energy exchange. This is free, right? In that respect, but it is an energy exchange. How do you use the crystals? So the crystals I was speaking of is that the person who asked about the job? So with a selenite, all you have to do is hold it, right? I use it kind of like a wand and like I'm just kind of wiping down and wiping off. Sometimes I just hold it right here. When my granddaughter get to granddaughtering. Woo! Right? And I just let it absorb whatever it is, right? Or you just can hold it. When I used to wear a bra, I used to keep them in my bra, right? Or you can wear it. I mean, technically now I could just kind of put it under the boob, but like, that's all you got to do for this, what I'm talking about right now. Even with the obsidian, I would hold it in, if you're going to hold it while you're on the phone, play with it. Yes, crystals can help with draining jobs too. Okay, so Jeff, you had asked about, were you asking for a command for a draining and depleting job? That is what you were asking for, right? Yes, okay. And then the next question is, what is labradorite good for? Yeah. Okay, so a command for draining, depleting job. So really what you're going to timeline, right? You want to collapse. That was scary looking. That timeline. So I'd say hologram. I now command that all draining, depleting, misaligned job timelines collapse. I withdraw my life force from every role task, expectation, and anything that feeds on me. I reclaim my power, my vitality, and my path. Only the timelines where I'm honored, well supported, and energetically sustained can remain. So it is anchored. Anchored in my hologram, and then I clap, I make noise, right? Because that helps it to anchor, right? So, and if you DM me, that was long, but if you DM me now and just ask me to send it to you, I will type it up and send it to you, right? And you just make sure that you are speaking from a place of authority because you're commanding. Got it? You are the commander of your hologram. You are the commander and the creator of your experience. So you speak from that energy, and then you sit in expectation, right? Even when you're clearing out your own energy, even when you're shielding yourself, it's done. Thanks for the follow. And then you sit in the expectation that it worked, the expectation that you're going to get what you asked for, the expectation of whatever it is, right? All you have to do then is be in that knowing and expecting. And that's it. You can move mountains. This was so good. I'm going to bed. Good night, love. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it. It is 11:30, you guys. So I'm gonna get off of my little you're very welcome. My baby finally went to sleep. We had to give her a little bit of melatonin. But thank you so much for stopping by, spending your time with me, sharing your energy with me. I really appreciate it. If you have not already, it'd be wonderful if you give me a follow so then you get notified when I go live again. I will be live again tomorrow, teaching each time. I'm going to try to teach different aspects of this because I know not everybody can book a session, not everybody can attend a class. I do have a class coming up this weekend. It's a 2-day class where I teach you everything, absolutely everything that I know about energy and how to work with your own energy. And you get some one-on-one time with me so that we can work with whatever is going on in your own personal biosphere. So, can you explain sessions, classes, and donations? Okay, so sessions with me, you can book a single session or you get more sessions if you book in bulk. So for the cost of 5 sessions, you end up with 7, essentially, right? What that is we get on Zoom and we work on whatever it is that is going on with you. And during that time, they're 1 hour long. And during that time, I use every modality that I know. Every session is individualized, right? So some people need just to lay down and I need to pull energy out and clear before we can move on to other things. Some people are like, listen, I know I've got a money block and that's all they want me to work on. And we do. Some people show up and say, I need to learn how I have anxiety, right? So I want to address that energetically. And then that's what we do. So a healing session is very much customized. Okay. The class that I have coming up, I'm going to try to pull up the full description of our class that is coming up. The class that I have coming up is this weekend. It is for 2 days. It is recorded. When you take the class, you get to participate in the class live, and then you get access to the replays and all the updates for forever, right? You have lifetime access. And I do update all my trainings for the most part every year, at least once a year. And so you having access to I'm looking for the module the course outline. So you having access to it for a lifetime means that even the updates I do next year, you get those too. There's no additional charge, right? You're in forever, and you can ask questions, get guidance. If you are part of Goddess University, you can always message me directly, and I will always answer everybody that's in the community there as well. And I don't know why this is so hard to find. And then for that class right now, the way that the class is $111 for the 2 days. And for this class, and I only have 20 spaces because of the one-on-one time that you get and what we work through, but also 100% of these classes are being donated to Goddess Life Ministries so they can buy more gift cards, because the goal right now is to feed a minimum of 100 families, right, for Thanksgiving. And so we're not quite there. We haven't hit the goal yet. So I'm using all the proceeds from this weekend's class to go there to kind of help us hit our goal. And so you're welcome to donate to that, even $10. All that information is, up in there. So you're welcome to donate. $10 helps, whatever you can. That's fabulous. If you'd like to take the class, that in and of itself, it turns out to be a donation. So if you have any other questions, please send me a message. I will answer you as soon as possible. And what time tomorrow? I will probably do an early class, probably 10 a.m. But I will schedule them tonight, so you'll see them on my page. Okay? Thank you so much for your time and energy. I appreciate you guys. And I'll see y'all tomorrow, or you can always leave a comment on one of my videos because I try to answer all the comments. Okay? All right. Love you. Bye.